A friend of mine asked just yesterday, have you ever been in a...
Hope you like this. I'm going to pop in some reflections and just talk about some of the things that were going through my mind as I put this together.
All the time? It's horrible, and we don't like being there. We've all been there. We've done that, and
That was two of my favorite movies and really illustrate the point really well.
it's just lost. And there are things that I didn't learn that I should have.
Yeah, if you look back there, a lot of medals on the wall. I like to run, and I had been doing several marathons, and then after some surgeries, heart surgery actually, I had to lay off for a little bit, but I'm back up to running again, and hopefully get back into marathoning.
Every campus, every teacher, and one of our district administrators was leading it.
As you can see,
for an
I've sat in way too many PL sessions that just drive me crazy. Actually, I shouldn't call it PL, professional development, because I got developed, and I didn't get anything out of it but a bad experience, and that's just not what I want to do for people.
That's what we did.
This little animated sequence here was a lot of fun put together. I did that in Keynote and used some of the transitions and magic moving things to do it, to kind of illustrate the point and do it where you're seeing what I wrote, using the images to get across the message. Whenever I do a PL, I want the same thing for those teachers as I want for my students in my classroom. I want them to be inspired. I want them to feel confident. I want them to be excited about what they're doing.
And feel it and know that they're going to be successful. Even if they're not quite sure of everything, that they have to have that confidence. We're going to give that to them. We've got a really great project.
I put all this video together, did all the editing in iMovie. Did GarageBand on my iPad, transferred it over, did the iMovie work where I was in my room. I actually filmed that in QuickTime and then transferred it over. This right here is actually in Photo Booth. I like to use a lot of different tools, try to find the tool that just works for me.
Skills and that problem solving, and also being very, very intentional about teaching it, but getting them on board, because the research shows that
I'm really passionate about this project that we're doing, because I started it really, the beginnings of this started years ago with our district's K-12 coding initiative. It got put on the back burner with new superintendent, but one of the associate superintendents and I and a couple others are still working on keeping it alive, and this is my part of keeping it alive on my campus and working with that.
And work with them. But they're also overwhelmed. And one of the things I put together is a template that's going to help walk them through this. Now, this is also part of the PL. This isn't just for them to go in and say, yes, this is what I'm going to do. And
I've been doing a lot of work with numbers and using in my class for design process and for helping organize thinking and planning. And so doing the same thing with the teachers and helping them organize their thoughts. I really like this template, as you can tell from what I was talking, because it really does follow in that PL model of working with the teachers and helping them to be successful.
We need to measure this in days, and this takes time as we go through and we look at what they've been working on and how they've been working, and then how to change that and tweak it.
There's something else in this numbers template. You'll notice that each of the pages, each slide has a different color at the top. I use that in my class. I learned it from another teacher so that I can quickly gauge the whole class and I can see where students are at and visually tell what they're doing and which part of the process they're on without actually jumping to something else. And it's something I want to model for the other teachers as a way to help them control those processes. So even though this is to help the teachers guide along, it's also a model of something they can use to put into their class, because it's exactly what I use in my class.
Is actually, as they work with some of my students on this project and they're putting this together, my students are actually going to come up with a sample of a completed activity. So
you can see there's a lot of video reflections and photos and things. It's not just hey, let's go write this down, but there's reflection pieces, there's videos in there, and so much more to really get thinking through the whole process and then writing it all down so that you've got it for the next time.
And the instruction and the things that are going to happen to them, and they can actually get into being aware of those situations and sitting down and looking through them.
I had a lot of fun making the background music for this. Been working with my students on learning new things, being creative with video and photo, and we're going to be bringing music in. And so I've been trying it out myself. I actually made all of the background music in GarageBand. Did it on the airplane. That was really cool. It's a lot of fun.
They're going to learn as they go. They're going to work with people, and it's going to be an ongoing process that they're going to develop and internalize and build upon. And this This here will give them a lot.
Getting this video done has been quite a challenge. I've been gone a bunch, and so been working around different scenarios. In fact, doing this reflection piece from hotel room in North Carolina right now.
What I've endured over the years in professional development, yes, it does inform it, and it does have a huge impact on it, but there's research behind that. The Center for Professional Education.
Funny thing is there's also stacks of books on the floor and in the living room. I read once in a while.
Might be upwards of 50 hours to really master a concept, and there needs to be ongoing support, and we're doing that in this project. We're putting in that support, and they need to be engaged in how it's done, not just a lecture. I don't want to,
this part here is probably overkill, but I wanted to add it in because I really felt it's important to support what I was saying and backing up those things, that there is really supported research behind everything that I put together and the way I want to present it and the way that I put things together, that this wasn't just willy-nilly and just done off the cuff.
Their style, their content, their classroom, and being very intentional about everything that we're doing. So really excited about this. I really have a lot of...
I hope you enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. I enjoyed making this for you.
Some experience.